The first time I heard voice to skull, I just went home from work one night and jumped into bed. I started hearing what sounded like my neighbors upstairs talk about me and what I was doing at work. I'm gonna just assume that the person watching doesn't know what voice to skull is. It's quite a big topic. It's quite a controversial topic. Effectively, it's when a targeted individual or a victim tries to describe what they're hearing as sounds, realistic sounds or voices that are being projected into their heads from a distance. So obviously, it's controversial because it crosses the line between what is mentally ill or what is medically, somebody who needs help, and what is technology that's being used. So there's a bit of a line there which is not very clear, and society at large at the present moment hasn't come to a consensus. Or basically, if you go around saying I hear voice to skull, everybody's going to assume that you're crazy and you're mentally ill, you're schizophrenic and you need help. But for those in the targeted community, I think most of us know that it's actually technology, and it's the aim is basically just to try and confuse you and to get you worked up and to add confusion into your life and set you off on a wrong path. So I thought I would just briefly explain what voice to skull is and what it does. Obviously feel free, if you're not a victim, if you hear it, if you haven't gone through this sort of thing, just keep an open mind, just research about the topic, read about it. What you are going to encounter is, again, like I said, these two camps. The biggest camp is going to be pushing for it as schizophrenic, as a mental illness, as a problem. On the other side, there are patents out there. There is somebody, I think it was the 70s or 60s, somebody set out to try and create a technology that can transmit sounds or voices into somebody else's head from a distance. Just to hop on the point again, for those who are non-victims, it is possible, it's technically possible. It turns out that our brains sort of transmit or emit a natural frequency. So it's very easy to tap into the brain like you're tapping into some kind of a radio station or a TV station. You can think of it as like any other TV, how a TV works. It's very easy. Unfortunately, it's just how the brain works. There's a natural frequency. Each one of our brains has actually got a unique sort of almost signature frequency that you can tap into and then start projecting these 3D sounds. So anyway, my first time was I'm now in the middle of this workplace mobbing. I'm in the middle of all these challenges that I'm having at work. I'm at the time I didn't know obviously, like any other victim, you don't know what's going on. You don't know that everything that's going around you is staged. It's all fabricated. It's all created to create a lot of tension, to create a lot of stress, actually to force you to be crazy, to force you to be mentally ill. Much later on, a few months later, when I was trying to explain to my manager, who I'm sure the company is involved in this, he played the right card. He said the right things. He said, maybe you're mentally ill, maybe you're hallucinating. Let me actually pay for your session to go and see a specialist. So it was all very convenient for him to sort of say those sort of things. So the first time really I had voice to skull, I'm going through a lot of workplace mobbing. I'm working for this company, which I believe is heavily involved in my targeting. And obviously this, gang stalking, now I'm at home. I'm not at the office now. Imagine I'm so stressed at the office throughout from 8 to 5. I go home, I'm actually getting stressed up even more there. So it's all part of orchestrated, it's all part of the gang stalking textbook. I think there is a textbook or a Bible that they follow. The Bible, their Bible or textbook simply says keep the guy stressed up for as much time as possible, 24 hours a day, make sure the guy doesn't get any kind of break. And so first time for me that I heard voice to skull, I didn't know it was voice to skull. In the middle of all of this mess, I go home, I get into bed one night, I hear what I thought were my neighbors upstairs talking about me.